Hello everybody, welcome back to OCRP once again, and what's new in OCRP since the last time we made a video on this. Today's video is sponsored by our very own BigDaddyScripts.com that we use a lot of here in OCRP, and there's a lot of other ones that we don't use. Maybe it's something you would be interested in checking out. So go check out BigDaddyScripts.com for sponsoring today's video. Now I'm driving a crew cut here. This is one of the new vehicles that was added. This is by Bagged Customs. We use quite a few different vehicles from Bagged Customs, but this one is pretty darn awesome. And it turns how you think it would, pretty poorly, if I do say so myself. One thing that has been added is the update to the fuel script. Now we've had a fuel script for a while in OCRP, but if we come over here and grab a nozzle, there we go, put it in there. Now we have a interface on the actual screen here that shows how many gallons you're putting in there and how much money you're putting in there. And you're gonna see very quickly why I'm showing you this first is because we have a monetary system in OCRP now. So when this is finished, it will actually deduct this from my bank account. All right, well, we spent $211 on that. I don't know what happened with that, but it didn't really like it. And as you can see, it dumps some actual fuel on the ground. If you leave it in there for too long, on a chance, it's actually going to pour out on the ground, and it is flammable, so keep that in mind. But I'll do /money and show you what we got going on here. Here's the new money system here. We have a full economy, but you can set however much money you want, and you can make your characters poor or rich or whatever you want it to be. We don't have any grinding when it comes to OCRP, so you don't have to grind a job to make money and all that stuff. We've done Life RP in the past, and we're way beyond it today. So you have set cash amount, set bank amount, pay cash, pay debit, and you can request cash or debit. And it's cool, there's a little animation where they'll actually slide the card and stuff. So very neat stuff when it comes to money. And yes, while we have money in the actual game, we can actually go up here and use an ATM like this and get rid of the camera recordings. And here is our current bank balance and the cash balance there. You can make a deposit or a withdrawal, which is really cool. Let's just take out $200, submit the transaction, and there you go. At the bottom right, you can see we have $4,944.13 and $329 on ourselves. So that's how easy it is to use the ATMs. So another thing that's been added is the new Tesla stations for charging your car. So if you have a electric vehicle, and we have quite a few of them here in the server, you can get out and we can actually charge our car like you would in the real world. Grab the nozzle and put it in there, and there you go. And check it out, we have a little charging UI at the bottom there. You can see how much you're paying, how much energy is being supplied, all that stuff. Really, really cool stuff. Again, from BigDaddyScripts.com if this is something that you are interested in. Another thing that has been updated is the new camping script. So we have the camping script we had kind of before, but this is the new version of it. So we have a ability to spawn a campfire, a barrel stove, barrel fire. You can bring out some chairs if you'd like. You have folding table options. You have picnic tables. I mean, all sorts of stuff here that you can do. You can do a picnic table with an umbrella, which is really cool right there. And then you have options for tents because, you know, if you're camping, you want to have a tent just like that. You can throw a sleeping bag on the ground if you want to. And then you have fire stands as well. Let's put our sleeping bag over here. There we go. Fire stand so you can cook. You have an option for a lantern, all sorts of cool stuff here. You can put some coolers out here, and you can kind of just make your own little camping spot right here on the beach or wherever you want it to be. Put the canopy up, and then you can put a roasting chicken option so you can actually roast the chicken. So at the bottom, you can do stop roasting. You can get into the tent if you actually want to sleep in the tent, which is pretty darn cool. So get in the tent. It'll do exactly that. So if you're RPing, camping, you know, and you don't want people to see you, well, here you go. It's just as simple as that. So we can do camping once again, and then we can get out of the tent by using the same menu, and then camping again. You see there's a lot more options here that I didn't show you, like roasting steak, hot dog, marshmallow fish, all sorts of stuff here. There's a lot here that you can do. You can delete all the objects as well and just clean up after yourself when you're finished camping. And it's pretty darn cool. It's one of my favorite scripts for sure. It's a small script, but it does wonders for camping RP. All right, so we're going down the road. Let's put our seatbelt on here first. And there is no secret. A lot of people have seen that we have a new vehicle script, damage script actually. So if we smash into some things and damage our truck, well, you're gonna see right there, it's going to pop the airbags. So you can hit Alt-Z to reset the airbags if you'd like to. Or I will show you this. If we smash into something else, just see that little engine at the bottom left there. There goes the wheel. That's what I want to show you, the new damage script that just, I mean, if you hit things hard enough, the wheel's going to fly off, airbag deploys, all of that stuff. And, you know, the engine damage itself is modeled, and you can see the vehicle starting to overheat now. So after a while, it'll start smoking out of the actual engine compartment once it has overheated completely. But we're driving on 3 wheels right now. Why wouldn't we do that? But as you can see, the damage script is pretty darn cool. There are some parameters of it, you know, causing tire blowouts at high speeds over a long time. And that stuff is constantly being tweaked. There's a lot of options when it comes to customizing the vehicle damage script for yourself. Okay, so rain is starting to fall here in Los Santos, and I'm going to show you that we have hydroplaning now in the server. So anything above 80 miles per hour in the rain is probably going to be bad and is going to get you in a situation where you're going to start hydroplaning. As you can see right there, we're starting to hydroplane just like that. And oh yeah, we got airbags in our 75 Coupe de Ville. But you can see we did hydroplane pretty quick. I'll show you in a faster car on the highway. All right, so something you're going to notice is that whenever the car starts to hydroplane, or any vehicle you're in, you'll see the mile per hour just start to skyrocket on you. See, like that? We're not really doing 129 miles per hour. We are hydroplaning. So if I turn my wheel like that, we're actually hydroplaning the car over and over again. Slow it down. Oh, we almost hit that car. But if I get back down under about 80 miles per hour, you see we have full control of the car without losing it. But when we get up into those high speeds and you see it start climbing really quick, that's whenever you're hydroplaning. And I'll show you here about 135, 140. That's not the case. That's just how fast it's spinning. You can see how sideways we are. And it's hard to control the car when it happens like that. You can see the damage happening right there as well. All right, the rain has come and gone. I'm going to show you the cruise control script. So let's do 63 there. If we do 63, 64, I'm going to let off of the trigger, and you'll see the car is actually maintaining speed. Now, if you hit the brakes, it'll shut it off, just like a real cruise control in the real world. If we come back up and add more speed again, I can just set my cruise, like say here at 65, 64, and then if I add a little bit more gas on the trigger here, you'll see it goes up each time, and it will maintain that speed as well. So let's get it up to about 70 here. A little bit more. There we go, 70. Let off the trigger, and look at that. Our cruise control is in action, and we're just going down the road at 70 miles per hour. Pretty darn cool. I love that script. Another new addition is the GPS voice. If I do /GPS voice, you'll see we'll have it turn on.
Voice navigation is now on.
It's now on. So if I go to the map and I say, hey, I want to go to here.
Starting your route.
It'll start the route, and it'll give you voice navigation, which is pretty darn cool. And if you don't want it, it's on by default when you join the server, but if you don't want it on, you just do /GPS voice and it'll shut it off.
Continue straight.
As you can see, yeah, it tells you where you're supposed to go, and you don't even have to look at the mini-map if you don't want to. So a really cool feature that's been added to OCRP.
In 1/10 of a mile, turn right.
All right, we're almost there. So 1/10 of a mile, turn right. We will do exactly that.
Continue straight.
Continue straight, and then it will say that we've arrived here shortly.
You have arrived.
And there you go. That's the GPS voice. Pretty darn cool. Another script we have in here is the pre-flight script by BigDaddyScripts.com. If we hop into the helicopter and start it up, you'll see at the top it's a red RPM, and we need to wait for this to turn green before we are able to actually take off. So you can see the helicopter slowly spins up like it would in the real world. It's not just an instant turn on and off you go. You have to actually wait for it to warm up and have an optimal RPM before you can actually lift off. So we're waiting for that to turn green. I'm just showing you in real time how long it actually takes. And we're green just like that. We can lift off the ground, as simple as that, and go flying. So a really cool small little addition there to the helicopters. I'll show you that also works in airplanes. We have this beautiful Gulfstream 4 here by Skyline. And you can see the same thing applies here. It takes a while for the engines to actually fire up and to get into a spot where we can actually take off. Waiting for it to come up. It's still coming up. It's a beautiful, beautiful model too. Absolutely love this thing. And we're green, just like that. Now we can taxi and take off if we would like to. The next thing I want to show you is the new radio animation script. So when I talk in TeamSpeak or push to talk, I can just go 127, I'll be 10-8. And you can see that you get a sound, you get the animation that plays. And if I go to radio animation here, if I do that right now, actually, radio anim, you can see we can toggle the radio on and off. So it's off now, so now it doesn't do it. Really cool. Same thing, radio animation. And you can change between a shoulder, a chest, and a handheld way of using it. So if I turn it back on and then do radio animation again, I can do a shoulder and check. You have that option there, and then radio animation again. Well, if I can get my guy to do it. There we go. You have the handheld, which is really cool. You can be like, 127, yeah, we got some idiots out here. And there you go. A very simple but effective script. It's awesome. Another cool script that we have is the new traffic control script. So if I open up traffic menu, you'll see we have flares, cones, pylons, barrels, barriers, triangle, flagman, nodes that you can actually make custom nodes, and then you can clear everything within a radius that you have here. So we can set flares on the ground, but as you can see, we just open up cones here. I can walk around, hit E, drop a cone, get a new one, hit E, drop a cone, get a new one, hit E, drop a cone. You can make a scene, whatever you want it to be, hit X to put it away. And if I do traffic again, /traffic, that is, I can actually type today. We can hit clear, and look at that. They're all gone, just like that. Pretty neat. I'll show you the flares. The flares are actually pretty darn cool. You set them down on the ground. Especially useful whenever bringing in, medevac or something like that. And if you're wondering what pylons are, I can show you what these are. Obviously, road barriers that you put down for road construction on the highway or something like that. Then we have barrels, so you can put barrels down as well, which is really cool. And then we have the triangle. Well, we have the barriers. The barriers look like these things right here to prevent people from actually driving through your little scene here. And then we have the triangle. So if you're out on the side of the road and you broke down, you can set a triangle down on the ground, just like this. Well, you have to kind of get used to how it works, but you can see you can set down a triangle really cool as well. And then the flagman is just for you to have a stop sign and slow. Say you want to be facing this way, you hit E, stop, E, and you're slow. Hit Y, and it puts the actual sign away. So that's pretty much the traffic menu, which is really cool. We have a new flatbed truck from Bagged Customs as well. Everything will be linked in the description below if you want to check out where I get most of this stuff. But it's a really cool truck. It's got a nice interior on it too. Not too shabby, but it's nice to have another vehicle so we can throw, a car or anything else you want to on the back of it as a flatbed. So let's spawn in as an animal. And the reason for that is because I'm going to show you here as a shepherd, we have a new dog menu. So now we have the ability to where you have player controlled canine units when it comes to law enforcement. Here's the dog menu. You can lay down if you want to, bark at things. You can do a sit, you can do an itch, and you can draw attention to something if you want to. Obviously, you can attack, and you can do that with the normal key as well. You can taunt, and you can beg for something. You do a shake paw, or you can receive pats if somebody's patting you and they want to pet you, then you can do that as well. I gotta say, having the ability for player-controlled shepherds or any sort of police dog is pretty darn cool, and it's added a lot, and it's just about to be rolled out completely. We get questions all the time about, Jeff, how do you remove certain aspects of the HUD? You can just do HUD options, all one word like that, and boom, you can show your health and armor at the bottom, your money, your radio VoIP little guy down there as well, and compass and vehicle if you wanted to. Compass, radar compass, you can turn that on and off, show the speed if you want to, show the clock if you want to. It's all customizable in the HUD itself, and you can even turn off the graphical speedometer if you would like to. So it's completely customizable to however you want it to look on screen. And that's pretty much all the new additions to OCRP for the most part. We are getting ready to try to open up our Liberty City server, as Liberty City takes a lot of resources up, and you can't run all of what we run here in OCRP side by side with it. So it's just going to be its own server for the most part, which is pretty cool. Very excited to see that coming down the line. We have a new OCRP we're getting ready to get ready for. I'm not going to spoil a surprise there, but it's going to be pretty darn cool. That's for certain. But if you have any questions, you can always leave them in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.